Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you're joining me for the very first time, welcome, and I hope that you enjoy my content. If you do, please do not forget to subscribe. My name is Muratwe, and basically my channel is about my journey through final year of medical school. I'm also going to be touching on wellness as well as lifestyle, and yeah, that's basically what my channel is about. So yeah, if you like what you see, please do not forget to subscribe. Basically today's video is going to be about basically just a get healthy with me video. I think that it's super important to take care of yourself, and I'm currently on my psychiatry block, and it's actually been a very good block for me to kind of reset, mainly because it's actually online, so I don't necessarily have to go into hospital. This helps a lot, honestly, because I don't need to spend long hours in hospital. There's no calls, so that makes life so much more easier. I've been able to work on my mental health, my emotional health, and my physical health, which is, I think, super important, because this year has been so draining, guys. Like, I actually cannot explain how drained I've been in every aspect of my life, and I think that I've lost so many of the habits that I worked really hard to get to. And I started falling into this space of not taking care of myself. So I haven't been eating super well, super healthy. I haven't been exercising the way I used to, and I've kind of neglected my mental health. And so I think it's very important for me to do a video like this. I'm also going to kind of touch base on like mental health in medicine or mental health in med school, and I guess my experiences and how important it is to talk about it, so that people are actually aware that this is the thing, and what we can do and the steps we can do to actually take care of ourselves a little bit better. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy this video. I'm really excited. Yeah, so let's get into it. So we are basically starting up in the kitchen, because I think that food is probably something that actually contributes the most to your general health and how your day goes and how full you are, and whether you actually go for like unhealthy snacks or not. Bear in mind, I am not a dietitian, so I just want to put that disclaimer out there. I'm not a dietitian. We didn't really study food and the biochemistry of food like that, so this is just purely what I do to try to reset and get healthy again. So I usually offer like oats or muesli or anything that is going to be filling for a longer period of time and has less preservatives, and just basically keeps me full for a long period of time. So your whole grains are something that you should definitely try out if you enjoy those type of cereals or food stuff like that. I also sometimes eat like cereal, but I'll opt for like Cheerios over like Rice Krispies. So that's like a good example of what I like to do when I'm trying to like be healthy again. And I also don't want to say be healthy again. I think that being healthy is actually just a lifestyle. You have to be able to maintain it. You have to be able to do this like almost every day of your life, and it doesn't feel like work or a chore. So I think that just find stuff that you actually do enjoy that is a bit on the healthier side of things, because in that way you'll actually be able to maintain it for a longer period of time. So yeah, I usually start my breakfast with a bit of muesli. Then next, something that I definitely need to talk about is obviously water. So I think that it's so difficult to drink water during winter, guys. Like, I know I failed, and one thing that I've been trying to do is actually just put in like 2 slices of lemon, or just another type of, you know, something that's gonna add a little bit of spice, or just anything that's gonna make it a little bit more interesting drinking water, because it's really not nice. It's cold these days, and I'm not enjoying like drinking water just plain like out of the tap. So I keep this in a water bottle to make sure that I continue to drink my water throughout the day while I'm studying, because I obviously still have to study. You know, we have psychiatry and we actually have a test coming up this week, so I do need to keep focused and stay hydrated. The next thing I definitely think that I will be doing is taking up or drinking rather, my vitamins. So obviously, you know, we are on level 2 right now, and you know, COVID is still around, and I mean, I've been out a couple of times as well, so I definitely think that, you know, I'm not immune to the fact that I've been out, but I think that it's also still very important to take up as many vitamins as you possibly can, especially if you don't necessarily eat a whole lot of fruit and a whole lot of vegetables in your daily diet. I've been really slacking on that part, so I think that I do take my daily vitamins to help me just kind of make sure that I do have all my vitamins for the rest of the day. Something else that I also have been trying to do is to dress up in the mornings. When you're studying for long periods of time, it's so easy to just forget and neglect your external appearance. Not that it is such a big factor, but I think that for me, it helps me just uplift my mood for the day. So I usually wear something that is a little bit more comfortable, but also super cute. So I have this beautiful set, this gym wear from Boost Gym Wear, and I actually got it like earlier this year, and I think that it is super cute. It's also very comfortable, and it's also something that would motivate me to actually exercise for the day, or do some yoga, or do something that is going to involve me moving my body. Because if I just went and I wore my PJs the whole day, I would probably want to stay in bed all day and watch Netflix or watch series and watch all the movies that I possibly can, which I think is also very important to do. I did that like majority of last week. I did not do any work, and it's been so therapeutic for me to actually not do anything, because I'm such a hard worker. I work all the time. If I'm not studying, I'm creating content. If I'm not creating content, I'm studying. So it's actually something that's very important, that we learn to actually breathe and relax and actually do things that might seem lazy, but it's actually quite important for you to sometimes not do anything. So yeah, those are my tips for now. We're gonna move on to the next segment. Okay, so I'm chilling, having a cup of coffee just after a full day of studying, and I thought it would be the perfect time for me to talk about mental health in medicine, or mental health in med school. So what made me want to talk about this is obviously, other than the fact that I'm doing psychiatry right now, in order for me to explain, like, so psychiatry is different to a psychologist. So a psychiatrist is a medical doctor that is able to prescribe medication and diagnose people with specific mental health disorders or illnesses. So for example, major depressive disorder, if you've got bipolar disorder, there's different types of bipolar. If you've got personality disorders or like an anxiety disorder, that's what a psychiatrist is able to do. And so I guess that makes it different to a psychologist. And so that's what I'm studying right now, and I think that it's such a big and important topic, because there's a lot of stigma in medicine about taking care of your mental health, or rather people still don't fully feel comfortable to actually come out and talk about their experiences. So we actually have an annual day that commemorates mental health in the medical industry called Crazy Socks for Docs. If I'm not mistaken, it was started by a doctor in Australia in 2017, and basically his goal was that he wanted to have the conversation about mental health being spoken about a lot more amongst doctors, amongst medical students, because this job is so taxing. It takes a lot out of you. You sacrifice a lot of hours. You guys see that we're always on call. We spend a lot of hours in hospital. Sometimes you don't get time to eat. Sometimes you really don't sleep, especially when you're on call. Obviously, as a student, I haven't experienced that yet, but it will probably happen towards me, like starting internship next year. It will probably be happening, and I think that I need to just mentally prepare myself for that. And I think that I'm not there yet, because I'm already just struggling with the day-to-day life of being a med student. And yeah, I think that it's something that I wanted to talk about, particularly because for me, and I'm going to just talk about my personal experience in this regard, I would say that I'm definitely lucky enough to say that for now I have not experienced depression to the point where I need to go to the doctor, to the point where I have, you know, all the symptoms of the depression and anything like that. Almost lucky in that regard that I haven't gotten to that point, but I've also been very close to multiple breakdowns, especially this year. I think that it's been such a taxing year. In general, 2020 has been a taxing year, mentally, emotionally, all of it. But without everything that's happened this year alone, final year is definitely one for the books. It's up there with second year medicine. People that are in medicine know that second year does not play. I've definitely, as I said, lost touch with a whole lot of things that kept me sane, like exercising and meditating and doing yoga, because for me, those were like coping mechanisms for me to deal with the day-to-day stresses of studying medicine. Not only are you constantly exposed to life and death, you know, patients are dying, patients are getting really bad news, and like finding out that their child has cancer. You know, it's a very emotionally jarring job, and I think that if you aren't mentally and emotionally prepared for it, it can definitely take a toll on you. So yeah, that's what's been happening with me this year. I think that I've just kind of started feeling I'm falling into this weird place of not enjoying things anymore. My anxiety has been peaking. Like I remember during anesthesiology, I couldn't sleep. I was not sleeping because my mind kept racing. Every single night I was worrying about the test. Every single night I was worrying about what was going to happen in hospital, and like it's just the general day-to-day anxiety that happens. And actually just recently I saw a thread on Twitter about just basically doctors talking about like their experiences, or rather medical students talking about their experience in hospital in South Africa, with like what was the worst thing or most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you in hospital. And I know that a lot of people under the thread were laughing, but it's such a belittling job. We are literally, you can be told that you're stupid in front of everybody by a senior doctor, and nobody bats an eyelid. Nobody thinks that that is wrong. It's just part of the job. So everybody just has this mentality of you always have to, I guess, put your career above everything else. You have to study yourself into a pulp. You have to know every single thing in the textbook, and if you don't, you are a failure. And that's the energy that people carry, specifically in academic hospitals. And obviously we learn at academic hospitals. So it is the culture. Taking breaks is looked down upon. Saying that you're tired is looked down upon. And I just feel like I don't want to enter that career, or I don't want to enter this career with that same mentality. And it's very difficult because when everybody is a specific way and you want to be, you know, you want to follow or have a different path, everybody can definitely look down on you. And I think that's part of just medicine. Unfortunately, the culture is that we are overworked. We don't take breaks. We put our patients before anything else, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, I kind of just wanted to talk about just how important it is as a student to still prioritize your mental health, still prioritize yourself, because you aren't going to be able to give to your patients. You're not going to be able to go study. You're not going to be able to write that test and do well. If you aren't taking care of yourself, if you aren't doing the things that make you happy, even if it's a small thing. Like for me, I spent, you know, a weekend with my friends, and seeing my friends again, having a sleepover, laughing, literally just lifted my spirits. I haven't seen them in almost like 6 months, and it made me so happy seeing them again. That, as I said, just watching TV, watching shows that made you happy, going out into nature, going for a hike, going to the beach if you can, even just taking a walk like in the street, obviously during safe hours and everything, that can literally just change your perspective. And that's pretty much what I've been trying to do recently, so that I can just try to maintain my mental health, especially for the next 3 months. I'm 3 months away from graduation, and it really just feels like I'm running on adrenaline every single day. It really feels like I'm experiencing lost exam syndrome every single day, because it's so difficult to push myself. It's so difficult to motivate myself and say, this is where I want to be, and if I want to be there, I need to put in this amount of work. But you know, when you've been studying all the time, you aren't taking breaks, it can show, and it definitely does show. I've experienced burnout a couple of times this year, and it definitely is not fun. You aren't yourself, you're irritable, you're not eating well, you're not eating. In my case, I sometimes just don't eat at all because I'm so stressed, so tired, just so over it. And I think that, yeah, it's definitely something that I really want people in medicine to talk about their experiences and how they overcome and how they overcame those difficulties during their medical experience. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, I hope that you can comment down below and tell me what you enjoyed about the video, and if you guys want to see anything else from me. Yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
Can I dance for you? Would that be cool? Can I dance for you? Would that be cool? Yeah, beautiful girls are